Sonnet 1 by Seeger, 1888 to 1916. Down the strait vistas, where a city street fades in pale dust and vaporous distances, stained with far fumes, the light grows less and less, and the sky reddens round the day's retreat. Now, out of orient chambers cool and sweet, like nature's pure lustration, dusk comes down. Now the lamps brighten, and the quickening town rings with the trample of returning feet, and pleasure, risen from her own warm mould, sunk all the drowsy and unloved daylight in layers of odorous softness. Paphian girls cover with gauze, with satin and with pearls, crown, and about her spangly vestments fold the ermine of the empire of the night. Okay, this poem is by Seeger. Let's see, Seeger was an American. He went to Harvard and graduated for Harvard, and he lived in Greenwich Village in New York for 2 years. He was born and brought up in Harvard, not in Oxford. Let's see. He is the uncle of Pete Seeger, the American folk singer and activist. So, what's this about? Well, this sonnet, actually, before I go on, Seeger, he was killed during the First World War. He joined the French Foreign Legion before America had joined the First World War, and unfortunately he was killed in the Battle of the Somme. So, what's this about? Well, this is about the description of a city, of night falling on a city, and the nightlife beginning, and the way that the city changes from a city full of work and people in the day to the nightlife and the different things happening, and the burlesque of the city once night has gone. And it's describing the different elements of the character of the city once night comes. So, down the strait vistas, where a city street fades in pale dust and vaporous distances. So I wondered about this word strait for a little bit to start with, but I'm sure he means the word strait. A strait is a narrow a narrow passage, the Straits of Dover. This is not to do with a straight line, and I think he's thinking about looking down a city street, and this is like a strait where you can only see what is between the walls. And this vista down the city street, he can see it fading in the dust as it gets further and further away, and the distance becomes as if covered in vapor. And I think this is saying night is falling, that maybe there is mist at the very end as this street goes to infinity. Stained with far fumes, the light grows less and less. So it's like the sky or the air is stained with fumes, with smoke, and the light gets less and less, particularly as you go down this vista. And the light is disappearing. and the sky reddens round the day's retreat. So day is retreating, the day is going, and the sky is getting red with the setting sun, because the sun gets redder as it goes down. And here he's describing night is falling, night is coming, the sun is going. Now, out of orient chambers, cool and sweet, like nature's pure lustration, dusk comes down. So, dusk is coming, night is coming, it's getting dark. It's like night is coming out of a mystical chamber from the east. Yeah, and night is cool and sweet, so clearly the day has been quite hot. And this is like nature shining. I think maybe this lustration, luster, this shine of nature. And I think maybe everything shines in the reddened light just before dusk comes. Yeah, just before it starts to get dark. Now the lamps brighten, and the quickening town rings with the trample of returning feet. So now people turn on the lamps, the lights are being turned on, and the town starts to quicken, it starts to become full of life, it comes to life again. And the town rings with the trample of returning feet. So people are coming out, the people of the night are coming out, the pleasures of the night are appearing. Oh yes, one thing I wanted to draw your attention to. Notice, nature with a capital N, dusk with a capital D. These are like people, these are like personifications. And the personification of nature. So the dusk is part of nature, is a person in nature, and so is dusk. And pleasure, risen from her own warm mould, sunk all the drowsy and unloved daylight in layers of odorous softness. So pleasure, another person, this is a personification, has risen from her own warm mould. Okay, this own warm mould, this is getting out of bed. You know when you get out of bed and there's this warm bit where your body has lain. Yeah, and pleasure is getting up, so it's now time for pleasure to appear. And pleasure sinks, it gets rid of all the sleepy and unloved daylight. So pleasure is pushing the daylight away. By getting up, pleasure is getting rid of the daylight. And it moves the daylight away in layers of odorous softness. So it's got this smell to it. Paphian girls covered with gauze, with satin and with pearls. Okay, so Paphian girls, Paphian, let's see, this is related to Aphrodite. Yeah, Paphian, talking about love or sexual desire, but especially illicit. So Paphian girls, mistresses, prostitutes, ladies of the night, showgirls. Yeah, so the showgirls are appearing, and they are covered with gauze, with satin and with pearls. So they're starting to dress up. Yeah, but they're dressing up the night here at the end. They crown about her spangly vestments fold, the ermine of the empire of the night. So these Paphian girls, yeah, this is also related to Paphos from the island of Cyprus. Paphos is related to Aphrodite as well. So this is love, sex, and all of this is dressing the empire of the night with gauze, with satin, with pearls. They're putting a crown on it. And she's got spangly vestments with shine. And the ermine is the symbol of royalty. So the ermine of the empire of the night. So this is now, the sun is going down, the sun has gone, and the empire of the night, the empire of nightlife, is now here with them. So this is a description of the city waking up, of the nightlife starting. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Sonnet 1 by Seeger.